Morning, folks. This is Sunday, the 15th of December. I'm just going through the equity markets. We've been keeping an eye on these and some of these long-term patterns. We'll start with the FTSE. This is a long-term weekly chart going back to the year 2000 when we made the top, the dot-com bubble. As you can see now, well, the next sort of best part of 20 years, we've made this butterfly pattern. The FTSE actually made its high in 2018. A lot of the US markets are making new highs, but the FTSE, the DAX, the CAC 40 actually, well, look at the CAC in a minute. The CAC 40 is still the 2000 high in the CAC is still the high. So we can see this ABCD leg of the butterfly that's expanded to 1.27. That's comes in. Then we've got a perfect ABCD completed off the low we made in 2011 over here. Then you can see we've backed off, and now we're sort of in this range. Let's have a look at the German DAX long term. See how with the DAX. And again, you can see we've got a butterfly pattern completed, 5-point reverse wave. In fact, if you look at the daily chart, it's interesting as well. There is this ABCD that will come in and test this double top that we made back in 2018 here. As you can see, if we do just push it one more time, we could get up there to this 13,600 area. But all we're doing, these patterns, is just extending the CD legs on these patterns, because the butterfly A, B, C, D, the CD legs just extended. I think we're very close to some sort of a major top, but as yet the market still keeps trying to grind higher. If we look at this on a daily chart, or as well on the DAX, you can see that there's a 5-point expanding reverse wave, and this black line, as you can see, this is a level of resistance. We've tried to break through it once. Look where it closed right down here. Then we backed off. We tested it again and backed off. Now we've completed this A, B, well, sort of a CD. That was a low test bar. We've gone through it again. Look where we closed on Friday, right at the low. This is a valid 5-point reverse wave pattern. So keep a close eye on this. This is the German DAX for next week. If we get any downside further, it could be coming back down and testing these lows. This is a sign of uncertainty, folks. As you know, every time we get up in this area, we're backing off. So keep a close eye on that. We'll have a look at the long-term French CAC 40. And you'll see on this chart, if it decides to load for us, there we go. Again, 3 drives to a top, expanding reverse wave pattern. If we back this right off, you can see that the high on the CAC, we're back in 2000 over here. Beautiful 3 drives to a top pattern, that was the dot-com bubble, and then fell off the screen. And since then, we've got another 3 drives to a top, drive 1, drive 2, drive 3. 5-point expanding reverse wave, and another 3 drives to a top. That's it, the exact 786 off the high we made in 2000. You can see it's hit it absolutely spot on. So another reversal pattern's completing. If we look at the Hang Seng, this was looking quite. We had quite a bullish week last week. If we zoom in a little bit on this, we're still in we had this support down here. It's looking like it could push up one more time, complete this 3 drives to a top at the 61% retracement. That sets up your potential move lower. You've got an ABCD to the downside off the high we made in April, and then there's the large ABCD from the top in 2018, that'll come in down at your 786. If we did start lower here, you can see there's a butterfly pattern to complete at your 1.27 expansion. So there's a lot of things telling us that these markets are close to correcting, and I think there'll be a sizable correction when it unfolds. If we look at the Japanese Nikkei 225, that's had quite a good run. It's testing the highs up here, as you can see. It's completed a Gartley pattern. Another nice A, B, C, D swing here. If we take this back, there's another A, B, C, D off the low we made in 2013. So it's testing these highs. But you see, since the last 18 months, it's not been able to make much upside progress. So, and that then sets us, this thing starts lower, that sets up initially your A, B, C, D, and take you down to this area. So keep a close eye on that. If we look now at the US markets, leader of the pack, the Nasdaq. Let's have a look at that one. And here's the Nasdaq, and again, we've got a butterfly, 3 drives to a top, 5-point expanding reverse wave, still powering higher. But if you also look at this little, blow this recent price action up on the daily chart and take a look at it, and another 5-point expanding reverse wave on your daily chart is coming on Friday. A nice doji reversal candle. Your ratios, your 1.618, 1.27, all your ratios are there. Every single market in equity market is printing the same patterns, folks. Look at the S&Ps. And S&P 500. Again, this is on your daily. Another 3 drives to a top pattern, drive 1, drive 2, drive 3, expanding reverse wave again. All we've done on the weekly is just extend the upside on these patterns, your butterfly, your 3 drives, your expanding reverse wave. All it's done is extend this this CD leg on each of these patterns. The patterns are still valid. Look at the Dow Jones. The Dow's interesting because it's got some time cycles, which is interesting. Here we are, the Dow. We've got some time cycles on the daily and the weekly. Take a look at the Dow again. Your butterfly, 3 drives to a top, expanding 5-point reverse wave. We notice from the high to the high to the high that came in last week. From the high we made back in September 2018 to the high in May to the high we made on Friday. So we've got time cycles coming in. If you have a look at this on the daily chart as well, we can see there's also time cycles on the daily and another 5-point expanding reverse wave on the daily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 127, 1.128 ratios are there again. Another A, B, C, D pattern. So there's a lot telling us that I think we're very close to a reversal. As we know, patterns don't work all the time, but they work about 60% of the time. And when you see all these major reversal patterns on your long-term weekly, you've really got to pay attention, folks. So keep an eye on these equities in the next coming weeks. We do tend to get bullish around about Christmas and just after. But one point to note, years ending in a 0, and we're coming up to one now, 2020. They're the most bearish in stock market history. If you want to do a bit of work yourself, go back and check all the years in the stock market ending in 0. And you'll find that and when you see all these bearish patterns completing, we're just coming up to a year ending in 0. Pay attention, folks. There's not really any sell signals yet, but we must be getting close. So keep a close eye on these. That's what I'm seeing in the equity indices. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care and good luck with your trading.